I want to do a server-to-server transfer of a file. I'm transferring from Maven server to Tomcat server. But to do this, I want to use the password. I do not intend to use the key. So what do I need? The first thing I need is, since I'm transferring from this place, right, to this location, that's Tomcat, what it means is that I need the password to Tomcat's server, right? Because it's just like this. You've given an instruction that somebody should deliver a package to your house in a specified location, maybe in your office, under the table, this is a specific location. But this person, to be able to execute this instruction, we need either your key or the key code, which is the password to your lock. So that is the situation we find ourselves now. So we need something for Tomcat, and that is the password, right? For us to be able to deliver this file into the desired location. So what are the things I need? The first thing I need to do is to ensure that there's a password set for this user, EC2-user. This is the user that wants to receive it. So we must have a password set for this user. So that's the first step. So to set a password, we want to say sudo passwd, then specify the name of the user, EC2-user. So I want to set a password. Confirming the password. Now, the second thing I want to do is that, you see this password that has been set won't be active until we do something, and that is what we call password authentication, right? So let's look at something. This is Tomcat, right? Let's say I want to log in with a password. Let's assume we are logging with a password. I come here, start a new session. Let me get the IP address. Call ifconfig.co. Okay, call ifconfig.co. So this is the IP address for Tomcat. So let's assume, we've set a password, right? And Tomcat user, and this Tomcat user, that's EC2-user, wants to log in, right, using a password. Let's see what message we get. So I put this in, I say EC2-user, right? Then I don't put a private key, right? Because I just want to use password. What do we see? We see no supported authentication method available, right? So what we want to do now is to set password authentication. So how do we set password authentication? We want to VI or Vim into a file, or nano into a file called / the file name is Sshd_config. But where do we find this? It's a grandparent folder directory called etc, right? Then the parent directory is ssh, okay? And we find the file sshd_config, okay? Config. Okay, now this is the file, but because this is a root location, we want to specify sudo. We'll specify sudo. Now we go in here. Now this is password authentication. This is the file, right? sshd_config. That's the name of the file. So you want to scroll to this place where you see to disable tunneled clear text passwords, change to no here. But we want to set this to yes, right? Or set password authentication to yes. So we'll come here and change this to yes. Okay. Now we save this file. Is this sufficient? No. Let's see. Right? Remember, we've set password authentication to yes. Let's come back here and say R. It still tells us no way. Whereas we've set this to yes. So what do we need to do? We need to restart Sshd. Okay. So we do sudo say system ctl restart sshd. Okay. So when you do this, password will now work. So if you come back here now and press R, you see you'll be prompted for a password. Now we have successfully authenticated, set up password authentication, right? Apart from setting it to yes, we needed to restart the SSHD service, which we've done. So now if we enter a password, we'll be able to log in to Tomcat. Okay, now that we've established this, we can be sure that we can now use password to do a transfer of file. So to do a transfer of file, we use the SCP command, that's the secure copy command. Okay, I want to specify, okay, secure copy command. So I say SCP, right? I specify the file name, which is this. This is the file I want to transfer. This is a Tomcat deployment. That's the file I want to transfer. I want to say techdom, okay. Now techdom.wa. Now I want to specify the name of the person I'm transferring to, and that is ec2-user, right? So let's see, this is the name, right? And see the person we are transferring to, ec2-user, and this is the location we are transferring to, right? So ec2-user. So we come and say ec2-user that lives at which public IP address? Let's say, let's copy the IP address, put that here. Then what is the location we are trying to transfer to? I want to say, this is the location I'm trying to transfer to, right? But let's see what we have in that location at the moment. You can see what we have there. But just to reconfirm, let's say ls, you can see what we have there in that location that we are transferring to. Let's see, pwd, right? So let's copy the location. This is where we are transferring to. So we put that here. And we want the file to be exactly this. Okay, so this is all we need to do, right? So then something else, because this, okay, this Tomcat 9, okay, so it will go through. So let's just enter. But alternatively, we could just put sudo here because it's found in the root directory, right? So we say enter. Now it's asking us for a password, which I know. You can see transfer completed, 100%. So let's go and check in here to see what we have. ls, you see, the transfer has been completed. So the transfer of file has been completed.